Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to this super special live episode here on the AJ Roberts Show with myself, AJ Roberts, and the beautiful and amazing Venus twins, Claire and Georgie. Hello to you, and welcome to the show once again.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, good evening,
bright and
good
early
afternoon.
for us.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, AJ. It's good to see you again, mate.
Yeah, thank you, AJ.
Always a pleasure chatting with you, ladies. And I know that a lot of people you follow my show and follow a lot of my channels and that are big fans of yours. And we were only chatting in an online community a couple of weeks ago, like, when we did our call, and you were describing sort of like where I'm from and about me and stuff like that. And it seems like yesterday. Also, so much has happened for everybody since then. So
hasn't it? It? Yeah.
Including yourselves. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly. It has. Wow. Yeah, we're so honoured to be here and to help some people today in the best way we possibly can. And just for those who may not know much about how and what we do, Georgie and I only met a couple of years ago, and we are both been taught by Spirit in a very, very fast-tracked way. Yeah, and they didn't sort of begin to, we started psychic development courses together because we became friends. We only found out we were lived a street away from each other, and everything happened very gently and very slowly. They didn't introduce, the Galactics did not introduce themselves to us as the Andromedan Council of Nine in the beginning whatsoever. They called themselves, for me, the love vibration. And it was very angelic and similar for Georgie too. And then it slowly started to become clear that we were getting the same information but independently of each other. And then we'd come together and go, what? Wow. And we shared it. And it was a very slow, beautiful evolution, wasn't it?
We just began by both having a bit of a intuitive calling to pick up a pendulum and see how it works. So we'd never even touched one before.
No, never.
We printed out a chart online and we picked up a pendulum and we started very slowly just asking. Well, the first question I asked was, do I have spirit guides?
Is that what you asked first? Yeah, cute.
Because I always knew I had. I just always felt protected and safe and like there was an army around me. I just always knew that as a child and even as I grew up. So I wanted to confirm that, and I got a big yes. And then they introduced who they were, or they just said how many. They said there were 9 of them.
That's right.
And then we went from there, and it just came through very slowly at first, but separately for us because we weren't, we weren't firm friends at that point. We felt we knew each other when we met, but we got to know each other quite slowly, and we were getting very similar things happening to ourselves that were.
Yeah, and all of the, the channeling work was done with the pendulums. Everyone knows that that's what we're going to be using today, but it brings through the telepathy now. We are fully telepathic with our guides and guardian angels with what's known as pure channels. So we're able to bring in basically any energy except for lower vibrational entities. We do not consent on God's highest timeline of love. So before, but it began very slowly with spelling out words, and we had plenty of time to practice because we're in the lockdowns here in Australia and all around the world. What was I going to say next?
Well, we're going to do a protection prayer.
Oh, that's right, yes.
So in our training, we've also been taught how to protect ourselves, to always work on God's highest timeline. We go through various checks and preparation that we've done before we connected with AJ today to prepare ourselves and make sure we are connected in. So we're connecting in as one, being twins. We can do that.
We are from galactic avatars. We're the avatars here, they say, but we're identical twins from Venus, they tell us. But we kind of look the same now.
We're not twins or even sisters here.
No.
Just good friends.
Yeah.
And working
Great
together.
friends.
Yeah. So we'll do that protection prayer in a moment. And we also ask that your questions be as uplifting and positive for the collective as possible.
Yes.
Because we don't want to go down any negative or low vibrational routes, because that can lower our vibration too. So it is better that we keep it uplifting and positive as much as possible and bring through some really exciting information. I do know that they would like to speak to the audience today a bit about New Earth, Aurora,
That's
and
her
some
name.
information that has changed recently for the entire collective here on Earth, and some information about new technologies and things like that. So that's really exciting. We could start with that information.
Absolutely. Yeah, the floor is yours.
All right.
Merci beaucoup.
Let's begin with the protection prayer that Claire and I always say before we do any work.
Yes, this is on Gene Decode's website if anyone wants to find it. GeneDecode.org. He's one of our good friends.
So we've already said the armour of God ourselves, but this is the Jesus Christ invocation. So this will protect all of us today in our channeling work. So we begin now with all artificial intelligences, artificial life forms, thought forms, technologies, smart dust, nanodust, graphene oxide, algorithms, operating systems, and all else that is artificial life, not created by the one true living God of all love, light, creation, and compassion. I am the divine Holy Spirit and the only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. I demand them to leave now and never return in the authority of the God of all creation. All beings, life forms, thought forms, entities, assemblages, technologies, beingnesses, awarenesses, and all else that exists that do not have our highest interest and the highest interest of all life everywhere, and are not in the highest service to the one true and only living God of all love, light, creation, and compassion, the I am, the divine Holy Spirit and the only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, in thought, form, mind, deed, action, word, and in all ways. We demand you to leave our minds, spirits, bodies, souls, and all that we are on all levels, dimensions, densities, and locations, now and forever, and never return. All permission to create or maintain attachments, to influence from within or without in any way, to possess or cohabitate in part or in whole, infect or affect or defect in any way, is permanently now and forever removed. All protections are asked for in the name of the one true living God of all compassion, love, light, and creation, and his holy Son, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. All artificial intelligences that are feeding off our energies, infecting and defecting our bodies in any way, creating pain or influencing our minds, thoughts, feelings, bodies, and all that we are, in all dimensions, densities, levels, and locations, we demand them to leave now and never return. All contracts, obligations, and agreements we have made that are not in our highest interest and or not in the highest interest of all life everywhere and not in the highest service to the one true living God of all creation, we now declare null and void. All emptiness, holes, vacancies, rips, tears, or injuries from invocation, contract, negation, and removal of artificial intelligences are now to be filled with the word of the one true living God, the only God of all creation, the light of the Holy Spirit, and the healing and compassion of the only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. All are asked for and stated and demanded in the name of the one and only God of all creation, the living God of all love, light, creation, and compassion, and divine Holy Spirit, and the only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. As it is said, now it is done, and is sealed now and for all time.
Tetelestai, Tetelestai. Amen. Yeah, it's quite long, and isn't it? But that
It covers
really
it all.
Yeah.
So just for the ladies and gentlemen that are tuning in today, please use this opportunity to use the chat, whatever channel you're tuning in from, because this is covering Rumble, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you've got any questions for the girls, things that you think you'd like to ask them to channel, please put them in the chat, and we'll try to get through as many as we possibly can. But try to keep them as uplifting as possible. It could be anything to, like the ladies mentioned about, New Earth. There's a lot of talk around New Earth, and we've all lived through the last several years in different countries with our own experiences and stuff like that. And I think we're all at a point now where we've got a strong feeling about wanting a New Earth because of what we've all gone through, and are still going through now in many cases. So please use this opportunity to use the chat, guys, and the ladies will obviously channel everything with their methodologies and that, and just listen to the messages that come in. You may have a question about yourself personally. Feel free to put that in the chat. You may be maybe one of these people who were like me over the years, who just like wandered around the planet every couple of years, moving from place to place, and deep down having a knowing that you're not from there, you're not from there, you're not from there, you're from somewhere else. So maybe that's you. So if that's the case, stick it in the chat, and we'll see what the council have got for you. So girls, girls, you mentioned about starting us off with the New Earth chat. Let us know what you've got.
Georgie, you want to do that, honey?
Yeah, I can begin with that.
So, yeah, Georgie's going to connect in now with the beautiful Andromedan Council of Nine and our beautiful and loving, as they call themselves all the time, spirit guides, the Nine, and our guardian angels on God's highest timeline.
And I'm going to enjoy the front row. Thanks. And I'm going to enjoy the front row. Thanks.
Yeah, do so. And this is, we call in on God's highest timeline of love. As you all may know, there are many different timelines to choose from, which makes psychic work a little complicated at times. But when we connect in on God's highest timeline of love, it is very simple and very loving. So please enjoy. As Georgie will bring in the information for you now directly through her voice as she channels and concentrates. It is quite a tiring thing to do. So getting a bit of static.
Okay, you are connected.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
There's a lot of static.
Is it a phone?
Is that coming from your end?
Let me try this. Yeah, let me try something. Hang on 2 seconds.
Sorry, everybody.
Bear with me.
It's not like a real TV show where there's a crew in the background that would help us with these things.
The fun part of life.
Excuse me. I'm a little bit under the weather. I don't know whether we're still on live or AJ's disappeared or we're the ones on now. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think we're still on.
Are we the ones on?
Yeah.
He is fixing the static issue that we've got there, which is a bit annoying. Oh, cool. You can hear us. Can you see us?
Thank you.
Yeah, he's fixing the static, everybody. So thanks. Just bear with us.
So it's now the Venus twins live on their own.
Oh, you can still see us as well. Oh, good. All right. Well, now it's the AJ Roberts show run by the Venus twins. Hi, Michelle Reinhardt. G'day. Oh, Papa Rick. Fly from Florida. Hannah. Hello, Hannah. Oh, that's nice. There's some of our friends on there. Isn't that cool?
We've got some Aussies on board.
We've never done this before, have we?
And Florida. We've done it, but not for a long time, and not with AJ.
No. Very good. It's going to be 27 in Melbourne, Australia today. That's exciting. So for all of you that live in Melbourne, get your togs on and get down the beach. All right. Oh, here comes a cool question from Annie. How big will the awakening be? Will the people of the world be able to overcome all of the evil, and how long will it take? Oh, yes. Well, that's the burning question we all want to know.
Let me move that a little bit. Right, the host is back.
Hi, AJ. So we're going to...
Yeah, apologies about that.
That's all right.
That's okay. We just took over the show for a while there.
We've got a few Aussies here too.
Got a few Aussies. Yeah, Georgie's going to... we'll get back to Annie's question in a moment.
All right.
And if any other questions that AJ has, but we're going to speak with the council now.
I'm just going to check now that I am still connected to the Council of Andromeda and the Nine, our beautiful and loving spirit guides on God's highest timeline of love. Yes. Go ahead now. Okay, well, we would love to know what your message is to the beautiful audience watching AJ's show today about New Earth Aurora. What would you like to tell the people of Earth at this time and the people watching today? Yes. We would like to tell AJ that we are very grateful to be a part of his show today and speaking through the Venus twins, Georgie and Claire, it's quite an honour for us to be able to bring through this information today that is about New Earth Aurora. And the first part of this information relates to the envisioning prayers that recently occurred through Gene Decode and his amazing Blessed for Service team, and the beautiful collection of people he asked to help him by saying their envisioning prayers. On that day, it was so powerful and life-changing for all who took part
That's right.
in this envisioning.
It was incredible.
And it was so energetically powerful that it actually changed the Earth's timeline to God's highest timeline of love. So all of the Earth together as one are now on God's highest timeline of love.
Amazing.
And what this really means to all of you now is that you are now in the space of unity consciousness. So this is what God always wanted to happen on Earth for the ascension process to be completely successful. So he has now decided that it's the time to release all, sorry, what was that? All the,
Can we take over?
yeah.
Just have a break for a second. It's
So,
time. So it's time to release. I'll take over. We're channeling as one today, so that may mean that they want me to go in.
oh, technology was the word I was trying to get.
Oh,
Yeah.
to release all, what was it?
Keep going. It's time to release all the new technologies.
All right. So continuing on. Thank you, Council. I'm on God's-sized timeline with you all. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. It's time to release all. Excuse me. I have a cold. It's time to release all new technologies and various other magnificent gifts from God to the world. As you will all begin to see with your own eyes very, very shortly. We predict next year a large amount of you actually watching this transmission with us today will be gifted information that will bring you closer and closer and becoming more involved with other like-minded groups with the same intentions as yours. Of course, the same intentions that matter. These intentions are, the similar ones that will bring, certain groups together. So that's how it works, they're saying. You will find yourselves being guided towards, group conversations and the like, and important key people will come into your lives that are not necessarily from Earth. Right. Well, that's wonderful. So you're saying that the galactics are coming in as shape-shifting in some sort of way? Yes, in a way. But they are very much as a human incarnate, but we are giving away too much information. We cannot tell you more actually about that one. That must be a secret program of some kind. So that's wonderful. Shall we go to someone's question? Can't hear you, darling. You're muted, AJ.
I'll be in an absolute techno. I won't use the word.
We don't care.
Yeah, so today tech's not being my friend. Yes, it makes sense actually. Speaking of tech, that everything's not released at once, because I mean, you can see what nefarious tech's being used across the world, and people start to learn that and then kind of put the two together. So when you're thinking along the lines of like direct energy weapons and stuff like that, people are like, hang on a minute, that technology is available. So you can kind of see that's being put into the consciousness of everybody. So it makes total sense that they didn't just go, ta-da, here's a catalogue of 6 million different bits of new technology, like learn it. It's not going to work like that.
So what I think they're saying is that it's going to come in via these groups that people are guided to be working in, and certain key people will be coming in and going, well, you know what, I've got some news for you, because I've got the connection to a particular piece of information. It's going to be very helpful for us to create what you're going to create, because of the group intention. That is the way. Isn't that cool? It's how it works, how energy works. All right.
Papa Rick just asked, will our inner Earth family also connect with us? Yes, I feel they will, Papa Rick. Yeah.
Yes, I'll ask them. Would you like me to answer that question?
I feel that's already happening.
Yes, inner Earth beings are very excited about connecting to humanity, and they already have, and already are beginning to contact and bring through information to certain humans in their astral traveling, and also dream state and waking state conscious awareness. So yes, most definitely. You can read out a question if you like.
There's a few people that are quite interested, and obviously it was a big deal for myself when I had the pleasure of you girls sharing all the information about me on a Zoom, and we had a private call about it first, obviously, when I found out where I'm from and what I'm about, and which it was kind of good confirmation really, because I would have had an idea, but not necessarily that particular star family. But for the ladies and gentlemen listening, Georgie and Claire shared with me several months ago now that I was High Priest of Arcturus from the Council of Arcturus, which kind of makes sense because they're all about healing and technology and stuff like that. And that's like literally my background now, you know, it's like from engineering background, military, and I'm doing lots of healing right now. And we're looking at, you know, getting these healing centers built and all sorts. And that was actually one of the things that came up, wasn't it, in my reading, wasn't it, about building healing centers? It was crazy. But yeah, one of the ladies, just go back to the question with me, Leanne Gill said, I'd love to know what star family I'm from. I'll put it on the screen. There you go.
Do you want to do that one?
Yep, can do that one.
Georgie's going to answer that for you, lovely Leanne.
Okay.
Are you from England? Oh, it doesn't matter. We're connecting into Leanne Gill. What star family is she from, please, Council?
I love how it's so simple.
I know they're our friends. Yeah. We love them so much.
I just like how it's like someone can ask a question virtually like this, and you can use channeling methods to find out about someone who's asking a virtual question. It's great.
It's pretty powerful, isn't it? But it's, you know, kind of used to it now. Things energy.
Okay. So Leanne Gill would love to know what star family she is from, please.
So would I.
Yes. Many of the beings that are here on Earth now are from the Andromedan galaxy. Also, they are here from Venus, like Claire and Georgie. And there are many Arcturians also here.
Where's Leanne from?
On this planet too. So in Leanne's case, she is here from Venus. It's the planet she chooses to live on now, but she is originally from the planet of Arcturus.
Oh, hello, Arcturian.
Like AJ.
Hello, sister.
Which explains why she loves to connect with AJ's channel too.
Make a lot of sense.
So Arcturian origin, Leanne, but you choose to live on Venus now, which many of us do as well, because our origin is not Venus, but we are from the Andromedan galaxy. Our origin is a very ancient planet called Zene, and we choose to live on Venus now.
That's funny, isn't it? I'd love to see it.
It's a bit like all us Poms moving over to Australia.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we've invaded Venus. Yeah.
So let's. You can throw the questions at us if you like.
Yeah. I know one of the ladies who's in my community has been talking about this for a long, long time. So I'd like to ask about her, if that's all right. Caroline Cox.
Her origins, is that what you mean?
Yeah, she's from England.
Okay, so just connecting in and asking about AJ's friend Caroline. What is her galactic soul origin, please? Arcturus. Yes.
Yeah.
Caroline is Arcturian being, beautiful Arcturian being of great steadfast determination and bravery. Caroline, you are a beautiful soul, a soul who incarnated into this human corporeal form to bring joy and peace and a sense of community to all of those you come into contact with. God bless you, they're saying.
It's interesting that many Arcturians are following you, AJ, and many Xene are following us, because we seem to connect mostly with Xene beings.
Yeah,
not always, yeah,
but
yeah.
The majority definitely Xene.
Yeah, I was literally having a spot of breakfast the other day with my beautiful friend, who's started on this journey and learning all about herself, and feels she's really like pulled towards that. And she was telling me, and I was just nodding my head, going, "I've known for ages." Like,
yeah, right. Did you have a thought that Caroline was Arcturian?
I had an inkling. I got an inkling that a lot of the people that have been very much part of our community for a long time, and we just connect. The one that what they're always on the breath works and the meditations every week, and we speak the same language pretty much. It just makes.
Arcturian beings in human form are very, very loyal, very determined, very logical, very, very, very clear thinkers. They're very brave, and also they do a lot of the inner earth work in their avatar astral plane. They're often very good with technology and things like that as well. Yeah. Very humanitarian, obviously.
It's great.
Different.
It's good confirmation as well for people just to learn. But when a lot of people are asking these questions is what I love, and that's why I love having these conversations with people. Is because it's almost like they got deep inner knowing, and it's like it's coming out, like it's like the soul's just like yearning to learn its purpose and why it's here and what we're all about, and that's why I really encourage like doing sessions with you guys, or doing sessions with people where you can just really explore those extra realms of who you are, what you are, and stuff like that. And it's like it's one of the greatest investments you can make, because it just really takes you to that next level.
I mean, it is kind of it is wonderful information to have, but the most important life we're living is now.
Yes.
So we love to make sure that we are helping people when we do our readings, which are always a healing or a quantum healing, which has a reading part of it. But working in the now and helping people, really reach their highest potential, and knowing that information is really fun, and
helping them step onto their path of their missions that they chose to work on when they came here too, because they did plan and they did decide what missions they were going to take on, and often they're really driven, or they just get that intuitive pull to connect with us or with you to help them step onto that path and find out what are they here for, where are they from.
Exactly. And and I can vouch for that, because like I did you guys did a kind of spontaneous reading. I didn't ask you to do it, the channeling. You was almost like instructed to, and then contacted me and was like, we need to contact you, you're this, and it was all divine timing, because like when you told me, it was like this, it was almost like this explosive confirmation, and I'm like, right, now I know. And then I was
gave you some things that we didn't even know. Like I didn't, there was some key words in there as well that were placed in there, so you knew that it was the truth, or we hoped that that's what they were hoping,
that it
resonated with you.
And I was quite quick to speak to you guys about my grandfather as well. So a lot of people that followed me for a long time, know my relationship with my grandfather. I literally am him. I look like him, everything, and it was all like, it was quite amusing listening to it as well at the same time. But I really encourage people to get to really learn this, because when you've got this like extra sense of expansive purpose, it literally just ignites something in you. So from that meeting with you girls, I literally was like, right, now the work starts. How do we build these healing centers? How do we do this? How do that? So that's what I've been doing the last few weeks. And then, I get even deeper confirmation when our mutual friend Farah, for example, who I do work with.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Love her.
Yeah, and we did this really deep astral session, and I actually met Q, as in the letter Q. So a lot of people argue going, "That's all bullshit. It's QAnon, it's Q-tards, all this kind of stuff." It's because their attachment is to a human, whereas like obviously the Q is a being. And we were literally in the astral having full on meeting with Q. It was crazy. And since then, I've just been getting crazy downloads, and it's been all about the trafficking, saving the children, and that's why people are seeing me going hardcore, doing interviews about trafficking, and this is where it's going, and we're building these teams in the UK. So just to show you how powerful this is, ladies and gents, at every single level. You know, you get this like ignition in front of you, this fire just goes like this.
It really does. Like, you know, and AJ, you're just doing such amazing work for everyone around the world. We just want to thank you. You know, you really are an amazing person.
Yeah,
you really are doing your bit, isn't he, everyone? Give him a applause. Come on.
And so many people are. That's the exciting thing. So many people are now stepping onto that. And
that's the great thing about, although I've been through my own journey, I'm seeing everybody else's, you know, because I'm surrounded by people all the time. I'm seeing people close to me, you know, personally and virtually, as well as you girls are as well, just growing into and stepping into their power. And this is why podcasts like this are important. And people gaining that knowledge of just how expansive this whole universe is and what part they are of it. You know, we're fractal parts of this amazing soul here doing our bit. And I think, you know, that's where people should focus their attention on, really. It's like, what's next?
And I'd like to add too, don't think you're just here for one mission either.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're here for several, and one of our new ones has opened up for us, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
And it involves a bit of astral traveling, which is not as hard as you think.
Remote viewing as well.
Yeah. So doing other parts of the earth. And can't talk too much about it yet, but it's exciting, and you never know what is going to open up for you and continue to open up as you do this work. So,
and just one other thing, for all of those of you who are not having such a great time at the moment, just know that this period that you may be in of feeling uncomfortable within your body or with your mental, emotional health, whatever it may be, you are where you are meant to be. So just know that this period of contemplation, reflection, even uncomfortability, irritation, agitation is where you need to be at, and just know that you are safe and that you are loved, okay? And then you will soon step out of that and back into the vortex, we call it, or you're, you know, stepping in and out of these. It's all good, okay? Don't panic. We're all going through it.
And don't be too hard on yourself. Don't worry too much about things like what you need to fix about yourself or always heal about yourself. We are on a massive healing journey. A lot of it, though, is actually karmic stuff that we brought with us, and we voluntarily brought into this particular life to release it on behalf of all of our soul family, not just us, on behalf of our ancestors. And we may have been those ancestors at some point too, because we've done so much. Many of the people watching and a part of AJ's audience and our audience are probably very old souls, and we've done a lot of
no
things
doubt about that,
and lived in a lot of places. So, you know, if you're told you're from several different planets, you probably are. You've probably
don't be
been and done
confused
so
about
many.
it.
Yeah, and it's not really the most important thing either. Your origin is probably nice to know, but our true origin is source. You know, we're all from the same place. In the end, we're all one.
Question. Let's rock and roll.
Okay, let's have a look. What I would suggest, ladies and gents, if you don't get around to seeing like where you're from and stuff like that, use the opportunity you see in the girls' amazing work here, reach out to them and to actually have a proper full-on healing session where you discover all this in the same sort of sitting.
We do it via Zoom for you all. We work with people all over the world, and it works just beautifully. And
often a reading ends up being a healing.
or usually always. A lot of inner child work going on at the moment.
I think this is a great question by Jane, given what you were talking at the start and what we've just gone on to. Are we all star seeds? And could you explain the new Earth? Is this a metaphysical place, or a rejuvenation of an existing Earth, or a new paradigm, or an elevation of consciousness? Very good question.
There's a lot of questions within that. So we'll start with, are we all star seeds? Do you mean in this group today? I would say,
Yes. So are we all starseeds in this group that are viewing?
Yeah,
today?
I don't think your quote unquote classic like NPC would be like tuning into this kind of conversation.
Yes, you are on this channel because you are all starseeds. So it's the frequency of this channel, and intuitively you are called to watch it and to take part in this today because you know it's your family you are connecting with at this time. So, yes, you are intuitively knowing this is the case, and you are all star seeds from other planets volunteering to help Earth at this time of the Great Awakening. So,
what is the new Earth, please?
well done
Yeah.
to you all as you are following the calling you hear intuitively to be here now.
Yeah.
So the new Earth is Aurora, and she is the fifth dimensional version of Gaia. In this realm
The realm.
of the Earth, you are in the higher dimension or the higher dimensional form of being the fifth dimensional beings on Aurora, not the third or fourth dimensional beings of Gaia you once were. So it's a vibrational change and also a change of dimensions too. So you've shifted into the fifth dimension onto a newer version and timeline of the Earth.
Good job.
So that's how it works.
Explain it simply.
Yeah.
That we're not going to.
So
just from my interpretation of that and what I've been sort of really looking into myself is that like it's very much kind of as we are, but like you're in a much higher frequency, like a 5D frequency, like which makes up Aurora. So it's all about reaching that frequency, which from my understanding is 144,000 hertz. So it's not 144,000 people that are like, well, you've been selected to like be the cool kids. It's 144,000 hertz. It's 144,000 hertz because at the end of the day, if you put that a number of 144,000 people, or are you one of the 144,000? Everybody is, because everyone's got the opportunity to reach 144,000 hertz frequency, which is then the new Earth. Because you get, a lot of people are throwing this thing out going, oh, rapture, everyone's going to get raptured at the same time, and the 144,000 are going to go to a new planet and like all this kind of stuff. All that's doing is compartmentalizing people, isn't it? Like the special chosen ones again. Yeah. It's not that. It's everyone is the special chosen. It's all about reaching that frequency, and that's why the whole thing with the firmament, I was explaining in my stories and everything, is so important, because if it's penetrated, the 144,000 hertz frequency will pour in, and that's what's hitting so many souls right now, isn't it? Like, especially you can see it, like, so from the ground upwards, the root chakra is being cleared in so many people. So right now, like this week especially, me included, it is literally just like all the anger's coming out, all the guilt, the shame. I was at dinner with our friends on Saturday night who were all quite pro-narrative at the start. They were literally talking out loud in front of the whole restaurant like they've been awake this whole time. I'm not joking. It was like people from my community had like shapeshifted into them. They were going,
that's what happens. You go, how did you kind of change your what's going on? It's
it's literally that.
It's very, very subtle. You may even notice too that you know, certain even physical things are not where they used to be sometimes, even in your daily life. Like when you change these timelines as being shifted all the time.
The Mandela effect.
Yes,
isn't it?
it's very
like
unusual.
when you watch Risky Business, Tom Cruise, there's a whole generational group of us that swear when he slides out in his socks for that song that he had sunglasses on and whips them off. And then there's a whole generation that go, no, he never had sunglasses on. And it's weird.
Yeah.
It's timelines.
A very, very interesting topic, actually.
Just a quick one as well, guys, for those of you watching and listening, in the chats, because I'm monitoring all the comments and stuff across the different channels. Like, use this opportunity to connect with each other. You know, this is what it's all about. Like, everyone in this chat, no matter what channel we're in, you're all starseeds, you're all from different places. Like, add each other. There's friends on here. Connect with each other. This is what it's all about. Just like all the talks and that, like, always make sure people network with each other and leave with each other's details or whatever. So use this opportunity as well. It's, you know, instead of just questions, to connect with each other. You're all connected.
There's a question, quick one from Julie Scott. For some reason, I need to tell you that you're Venusian, dear. Julie Scott, star connection, Venusian, Andromedan starseed. Welcome.
Yeah.
And I would say same applies here too with
Louise. Yeah, I'm getting that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Louise Thorne.
Yes.
So Louise Thorne, Venetian, Andromedan.
She saw a lot. She saw light blue beings.
Yes, yeah, absolutely spot on.
Yep.
Well done.
Well, she's joining from Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that about Julie, because Julie's a good friend of mine, and she's like the most amazing Reiki practitioner. I had an amazing session with her the other week, and so I'm going to give her a shout out on my podcast. It was a phenomenal session I had with her. So I'm glad you guys have just stopped short and told her that. That's great.
Amazing.
Cool.
Yes.
But in terms of purpose and stuff like that, what I love about this kind of stuff is like it really ignites someone's purpose, doesn't it? Because we're in a world where, through indoctrination at school and stuff like that, we're almost forced into we have the self-love taken out of us through it, you know, through the programming. So by the time we all leave school, we've got like full of self-doubt, no confidence, full of fear, going into, you know, being taxed for the rest of our lives, right? When never thinking we're bigger than what we are. Hence the whole heliocentric model of the Earth and stuff like that. You know, it's just all like, we can only get as far as the moon in the 60s, nowhere near anywhere else. So it's all about making the mind believe that there's not much else out there. This is it. This is life. And then just going around that hamster wheel.
And down go the levels of love. And that's why we're here. That's what the guides have told us. That's why one of our main missions is to help people love themselves. Yeah, it's the most important love of all. Don't ever think you're selfish by taking time to love yourself, whatever that means for you.
Absolutely.
Because if you love yourself, you love God, and you get it. Yeah.
So I think this is a good question from Rachel, like, on purpose. I'll just stick it up there. I feel, and I'm sure anyone watching now and watching later on will relate to this. I feel like I know my purpose, and I've done for many years. Are you able to tell me if the path I'm following right now is correct, and if I'm being supported, and will I succeed with the deep cause? I think that's a beautiful question.
It's a lovely question. Yeah. And hi, Rachel. Hi, Rachel Woods. I'm Woodley. Originally from England. My human family, my dad's side. Okay, so the council are going to, I'm tapping into you now, they are. So the question, you've known your purpose for many and have done for many years.
Are you able to tell me if the path I'm following right now is correct and if I'm being supported, and will I succeed with the deep cause?
Okay.
Rachel Woods.
Dearest Rachel, it is very lovely to be able to bring forth some limited information for you today, but information that is pertinent for you. Your path is most definitely on track, and you are being carefully considered for a role that you are being, that you have been involved with energetically for some time. What is the rest of the question? Yes, the cause, the deep cause that you are so lovingly, heart-centeredly connected to will become clearer for you as you stay connected to your higher self that is always with you, of course. But make sure, please, beautiful soul, that you lovingly allow her to bring in the information that you are so wanting to hear. Sometimes you do not listen, they're saying. So just take more time to sit and allow her to bring in the information that you are so wanting. Beautiful soul. Thank you.
Wow. Love that. That's awesome.
I hope that makes sense to you, Rachel. Let us know in the comments, please.
Kathy asked a question like before the show even started. It didn't pop up on the actual feed, so I wanted to bring it up. Does Kathy's twin sister and her have different paths, or are we meant to work together?
Do you want me to go with that one, Georgie, while I've got it in my hands? Hi, Kathy. Do you have different paths with your twin, or are we meant to work together? Okay. Dearest Kathy, greetings, and we love you. And your twin sister, we do feel that you do work together well, but there is some there is some issue with continual disagreements. And this isn't wrong or right, but we feel that this needs to be, healed before you sort of take on any sort of formal work pathway together. So that's the answer there for you, my dear. There most certainly is a pathway forward together, but there's some niggling stuff that you girls need to work out before you sort of go all in.
Best way, iron out the creases.
Iron out the creases and then go for it.
Yeah. iron out the creases and wear the matching t-shirts.
I love it.
I've got a question. You know, when if someone asks you like if I was asking for a third person, like, can you find out about this person? Does it need to be their current name or maiden name? Like, how does it work? Does it matter?
No, it's just the energy. What was I say? And we need consent
Yes.
from that person's high self.
Yeah. So
Okay.
to just ask about someone randomly, we don't do, we can't do. We have to actually tap in, ask their higher self for permission, and quite often we might get a no to that, and we can't connect in for whatever reason. It's to do with their soul journey.
Yeah.
So Kathy's just, I'm confused. That could be because a lot of these questions have a very deeper layers to them, and we're doing quick Q&As. So when we say there's things that need to be ironed out between you two, this could be going back to your inner child together. Okay, so this may not be right. The issues may not be right now, but perhaps back when you were young. Okay, there is no such thing as time and space, so we're connecting in on you know, as best as we can now in a very short amount of time. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so you may have a reading with us about that.
And Papa Rick is asking, will we have to shed our Earth spacesuits before going to Aurora? Sort of answered that one before, I think, Papa Rick, with the fact that we are on Aurora now. We are in the 5th dimension on Aurora. Gaia has jumped. We've jumped.
That's her name.
Timeline.
That's her new name.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
So any time that our guides or councils are talking about the planet now, Earth, they always refer to her as Aurora now, and it happened not that long ago.
Kathy's just mentioned too that she did have a difficult childhood, so that's what we mean. We do a lot of work in quantum healing and in the psychic readings too. They're just a bit, one of them's a bit longer than the other, but we do a lot of work going back in time and space and doing the healing for you or your brothers and sisters, mother, father, whatever comes up.
Yeah, and I'm just to add to that, Kathy. Just to elaborate on that, Kathy, like I've literally been going through this process myself at the minute. So I had a great session with the girls. I've been doing like a lot of work with Farah, like I'm doing this weekend in our workshop, and also a mutual friend who I was introduced to through Farah, who's an astrologer and does star chart readings, but also channels at the same time. And is like, she's just like, hasn't even got really social profile. Lives in South Africa. It was like the most phenomenal session. And it was like for every stage, with the girls, with Farah, with Diane, my 8-9-year-old self has always come up. And it's for me, that was when my mum and dad got divorced and split up. I'm the oldest of 4 boys, and I had to grow up really quick. And because of that, it was all like it was expected of me to almost be a man, but before I was even 10. But yes, it taught me lots of lessons and stuff like that. Like, I've always held that. I've always held that as kind of like a trauma. And it's like because my mum wasn't loved and hugged and stuff like that, we didn't receive all that. She's done nothing wrong. It's just that just naturally didn't happen like that. So when we get older, like we are now, and we're shedding all this emotion and trauma, for men especially, and like my brothers are literally showing it right now. Like we're all just like, wow, I don't ever loved this, because it's all shedding. And I know so many guys that are really experiencing the same. We guys especially hold this like raw emotion that's just there to come out, and that's why so many guys are struggling at the minute as well, because they let it out, man, but they've got all this emotion in them, they've got the emotion in them, but at the same time it's the same in Australia, it's the same in UK, it's the same blueprint in all the same countries. Men are like at this point where they're just feeling like they're being stretched to just pay the bills, and that's all they're doing is just pulling a wage to like keep all the authorities off their backs, so they can have a house and eat, and and it really is a big problem for guys at the minute. So like everyone's going through this same thing. It's phenomenal. Just quickly before we move on, I wanted to ask about if you could ask anybody else who they were. I'd really like to ask, and I've got a permission for Corin, who's pretty much like my twin. He's built my phenomenal website and done all this amazing work, and she's met lots of people when I've done talks up north and stuff like that, and she's never kind of really found out where she's from, but really wants to know. So her name, well, do you need her last name?
No, not at all.
No.
Do you want to do that one?
She'd love to find out. I think she's from I think she's from the Death Star. No, she.
It's so funny. This is for lovely Corin.
Okay, so we'd like to ask about AJ's beautiful assistant or friend that he works with too, Corin. She'd love to know where she is from, her origins, please. Yes. Corin, beautiful starseed from Arcturus.
Of course.
Is
Yeah.
the one who works with AJ to help to spread the intention to all in their community of Arcturians. So she is one of your soul family, AJ. And you both work together as one so well. So she can connect with her Arcturian family through Georgie and Claire to do a reading.
Yes, we were meant to do one for a while there. Sorry, Dave, we've been so flat out and I've been a bit sick.
For her to do.
Yeah, it would. We'll most certainly do that. We'll organise that. ASAP.
Yep, yeah. One of you, one of your family.
Damn it! But I got a big family. Like I feel like, you know, I feel like an English Maori. You know, like the Kiwis, like massive families, aren't they? Like this is growing constantly. I need to start having some Arcturian like Sunday dinners around my house.
Dance parties, maybe.
And Tom Numbers is Arcturian too, isn't he?
Tom's an Arcturian.
Yeah, Tom is. Yeah, Tom Numbers is. Yeah, Tom is.
And you're all healers. Everyone said, "Am I a healer? Am I a healer?" Yes, yes, you are. You're all healers. All of you, all you star seeds. You are able to heal people.
Can I ask you quickly about Steve Forsyth? He might be watching this. I'm not sure. He might not be, but he's my brother from another mother who's been with me since day one on all this, you know, shenanigans journey we've been on, and he's been arrested so many times, and he's due to be in Crown Court basically because he's been targeted by the police at the end of this month, and he's literally been outside the schools with his green beret on, stopping the schools from masking people. He's been at all the vaccine centres with me. He's an absolute warrior. I got an idea, but yeah, if that's the case, Steve.
About Steve, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, I think this could be the. He was in. No, we didn't serve together. He did serve in the Royal Marines. We didn't serve together, but he did serve in the Royal Marines.
Wow, is he Green Beret?
Yeah.
To you, Steve.
I just think, yeah.
All right, let's connect in, please, and on God's highest timeline and ask about Stephen. Hello, if you're watching. Okay, greetings, Stephen. You are loved beyond your imagination. We are the Arcturian Council, and we are bringing forth. See how my voice has changed, my tonality, bringing forth this information for you today in gratitude and love from your galactic soul brothers and sisters, Arcturian being. You are you are personally responsible for a momentous shift in human consciousness and awareness. You are being watched, and a large number of galactic beings are learning and appreciating and studying your mind and the intricate way that it works in favor of all that you come into contact with. It is by no means it is by no means an easy ride for you, sir. We would like to acknowledge you as sir because of your service to humanity, and we understand that this is a great term of endearment, and we see you as a hero because you are one, Stephen. You will be rewarded greatly for your service to humanity. Do not fear about any upcoming legal battles. You will be looked after, as you know and feel in your heart. Bravery is like a second skin for you. It is not a battle, what you do. It is pure, loving service to God. And you are a beautiful child of God. Please remember this. We love you, your Arcturian, your Arcturian brothers and sisters in arms.
Isn't it amazing how we've all come here for different things like that? Like, he's a brave warrior who's going to get up there and fight that legal system on, for all of us. And some of us are here helping others to, step on their path and understand why they've come here. And we're just doing all different aspects of this. And it's so beautiful the way it all works together, because we really are working as one, but with all these different gifts and strengths. And so to find out what those gifts are and then get on with it is really the goal, and it's fantastic.
And I was really keen to ask you that because I already knew, but I wanted to, instead of him hearing it from me, I was really keen for you girls to share it, and everyone watching and listening to to really match the two together, because of the sheer magnitude of what he's done. I've witnessed so much of it. I've been there with him through thick and thin. I've seen him getting arrested in these vaccines, and I've seen he's got 2 children of his own and a wife at home, and they've literally been pulled through the mill. He's literally fought with his bayonet on every step of the way in the trenches. He's not just been a virtual warrior. He's literally been he's been at all the protests. He's been at all of it. So thank you. That's awesome. And it's great confirmation.
Keeps me going.
And Steve, this is confirmation, brother, of why when we're together, we co-create the fucking weirdest reality ever. The weirdest stuff happens when me and him are together. It's crazy. Which that's confirmation. I love that. I've got a great question here from Helen. And I think this will be quite relevant to a lot of people. What will happen to the family and friends who are still very asleep and think I'm slightly crazy, talking about New Earth and being fifth dimensional? Will they come with us?
Great question. Good on you, Helen. Georgie's going to answer that one for you. So what will happen to family and friends who are still very asleep and think you are slightly crazy? Welcome to our world too. Batshit crazy.
You can tell your viewers that all their family and friends who came to Earth at this time all have their own soul journeys to fulfill, just as you all have too. So please don't be concerned about their journeys here, as they are all one with us in the end. And it's all going to God's perfect planning and timing. So all is as it should be at this time, and we can't really say much more than that. It's all about to change quite dramatically soon. So just trust in the overall plan that all is exactly as it should be now.
That.
And the way I feel about that too personally is that if it all just happened bang and it was done and everyone woke up, then I don't know, it's not really the challenge, is it, that we came here for? We're going through this slow, gradual process, and we're all going through different versions of that process. And maybe we're different ages of souls too. And so we've got to go through different evolution and journeys here. And we are representing maybe a different group of souls that are older, that have come for a certain purpose. We're going through it earlier because we're releasing a lot of karmic stuff too, that maybe these slightly younger souls don't need to go through that process that we do. So we're helping each other go through that healing, releasing of karmic stuff that we've brought in here to release and heal and lighten us, so that we can then be here of service to the ones who need us when they need us.
And also there's multi-dimensional parts of ourselves. So you will be on the new earth, okay, this new paradigm, this new realm with your family on that frequency. You won't be left behind. You will not be left on your own in a state of fear without your family. Okay, please don't go down that road of worry. It's not helpful for you.
Yeah, I had a really good conversation with my friend.
Please remember that. We know this so much in our hearts together.
Absolutely.
He is a loving God. He is a living, loving God, and he would never want to put you into that state of fear and sadness, especially in the fifth dimension. Okay,
and even loving to those who have done, many evil things. We have to have the polarity. We have to have the darkness to see the light. And so even those who have played the part of the darkness and done whatever they've done, they are forgiven, and they are, they're not judged. They're given the opportunity to turn back to the light, and they're helped to be rehabilitated and whatever needs to be done, but they're not judged.
No.
God is unconditionally loving. So it's a matter of trust in the end, really just trusting that everything is exactly as it's meant to be at exactly the right timing.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to follow on from that, I know there's a lot of people who have been confirmed as like Arcturians, and there is a lot of Arcturians out there. I just quickly chucked a comment in there, ladies and gents, and same for you girls. It'd be great for you to connect with Nicola Light. She's a very good friend of mine. I had a call with her today. I've had a few calls with her, and I literally watched her at an old Norman church in Dorset in southern England, like speaking full-on Arcturian light language with somebody else, like in front of me, and I was so tuned into it. I was like, listen, I was thinking in my head, I was like, what is like that? And I spoke to, and then, so me and Nicola just bonded straight away, and we talk all the time. And we did a great session today, and like her focus is on like Arcturian light language and bringing the codes in, and like doing sessions with people. So I just put stuff in the chat, guys.
Arcturian light language now. Just a couple of seconds, because I feel like I've got a message for you both.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what this means, but Ooh. Here you are. That sort of stuff happens sometimes. Message of love and unity.
There you go, ladies and gents. There you go, ladies and gents. You've just seen it here live. You know how Archer and light language and how quickly people pick it up and can just produce it. Yeah. I was literally repeating literally everything you're saying. It's like just the constant stream. And what's great, my friend I was referring to earlier, I was having breakfast with the other day. She said she's literally just listens to it constantly on Spotify now, and YouTube and stuff like that. It's just constantly playing all the time. She's like, like she doesn't even know why she started doing it.
So that was a healing for all of you as well, just to help bring you into a higher frequency today and help you get through your day or your night. But that also was a message, personal message on another level for AJ and Nicola.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's yeah, and this is what's great. It's like just throwing a few people out there for other people to see what their specialities are. Seeing you girls doing what you're doing here in the most emphatic fashion, but also sharing stuff about, like what other people are doing as well, and everyone in the chat's all sharing what it's all about, and this is how we help each other.
We just take.
There's not one size fits all.
Now, just to say, look, our main mission, apart from the readings and the healing work that we do as our offering to humanity. Obviously, it's we put a lot of time and energy into our YouTube channel, but we have a business as well. It's called Wisdom Woven in Time Healing, which was the channel name that Georgie received of the business, and everything on our website was channeled by this beautiful council. But our main mission here, apart from helping people learning to love themselves as much as possible, is to help heal the masses here after the Great Awakening, to help people, healers, and anyone can do a course to help remove the harmful components of the C19V. Okay, it was gifted from God at its core. And it's a beautiful course, and
it's called Return to Sovereignty and God, the course, and it's on our website, wisdomhealing.com.au. Yeah, and it's a magnificent journey to go on as a healer as well. There's a prerequisite of doing Reiki 1 and 2 before doing this course, but that's not difficult to do. You can do it online. You can do it really cheaply online, can't
through
you?
Udemy, yes. And I did my Reiki 1 on Udemy. It was about $28. It was great. It was fabulous. I got my attunement.
There are also many fantastic Reiki practitioners around where you can do the courses quite quickly.
And anyone can be a Reiki practitioner. You all can do it. Anyway, we do have a little video. Did you get that right, AJ? Are we able to show everyone that? Is that possible?
Yeah, I'm just sorting out now. Do you guys? Is there any questions you want to answer? Just in the chat, I decided to just get it up.
Thank you for thanking me, Julie Armstrong. Jules, that's very nice of you. We love you.
Speaking of which, as you mentioned earlier about the Reikis and that, Julie, who you told earlier where she was from, I think she would have connected to that straight away, because she's like a phenomenal Reiki practitioner, Reiki master. So I'm sure she'd like to connect with you girls in a great lot of detail, especially the fact that, whilst we're in tune, you sounded her out. So there's a connection there.
Yeah. I just felt like I needed to answer her question. Yes, Leanne, you should take up Reiki. It's a wonderful course. It doesn't take very long, and it's the universal energy. It's just ace. Wonderful. Just looking back at if there are some questions. Louise, I'd love assistance with my gifts. I hide away
and do free readings if asked.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I'm going to answer that one for you, dear.
time to stop hiding away.
Time to stop. Yeah, most definitely. Can I just see her?
Well, I think it's time. I think it's time for all of us to really come out of our cocoons, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Even if it's something small.
She just loves some assistance with her gifts. She hides away. She does free readings if she's asked. I know someone like that too.
Okay, they're saying, dearest Louise, you are being guided yourself, aren't you? They're saying trust yourself, beautiful soul, beautiful psychic. So you're very psychic, Louise. Listen to your heart and trust that you are hearing everything correctly, because you are. Go forward with your plans and ideas without worrying so much about what it would or could or should be. Just go with the flow more, and you will enjoy working with others and serving God. So go for it. Mm-hmm. Good on you.
Yeah, you sound more on the Andromedan side, I think.
Yeah. Very sensitive.
Yeah. So just
not that other people aren't.
Yeah.
So, this is just before AJ plays it. Might need the volume to go up a bit.
Yeah, fine. I'll sort that out.
A video that took us ages, didn't it, to produce, but we're going to be using it to promote the course again. We're sort of relaunching it, Return to Sovereignty and God, the course. As we said, that this is the course that teaches you over, there's 10 modules, and it's all online. It's all online and pre-done for you with videos with us in every module. Learning objectives and channeled teachings from the counsellors. Also a Christ divination within the course in module 8, I think it is, or something, where Jesus has brought through a message as well.
It's all about self-love and teaching self-love, but it's removing the harmful components of those particular C19 things in the arm, which is it is healing the masses. So we need God's army to step up with us and help us to heal the masses here on earth. And
so the person who's having the healing needs to have give consent, and they are giving consent in a very beautiful way by learning and understanding who and what God is to them. At the end of the day, we say God is love if someone has a problem with that word. Some people do.
Yeah, it's just about loving themselves again and taking back their sovereignty and their own power over their own healing and health and well-being. That's what this healing also does for them. It sets them onto a new timeline of looking after themselves better in a more natural way.
Yeah, beautiful results coming through too. It's just so amazing. We've got to help some of these people who are who've suffered from
But what's also beautiful is that like we're experiencing, and I'm seeing on a massive daily basis, that the ripple effect that's being caused, like from people coming into understanding their power and understanding their healing capabilities. So, there's people on this. I know there's people on this call that have been with me and have been healed by me. Caroline, who you told earlier where she was from earlier, funny enough, an Arcturian, had an experience with me in Glastonbury that, I'm sure anybody who asked her would happily share. So it just goes to show you that, just how powerful we are. We are the med beds, ladies and gentlemen. You have galactic med beds, but in essence, you are the med bed. So when you fully come online and you're in your sovereign power and you're emanating that light onto people, that is what's healing people. That vibration frequency that's matching with other people's healing people. And I'll say, there's white hats, or whatever you want to call them, all over the planet, but there's also probably 5 times as many that don't know they're a white hat. Okay, so there's people waking up to that right now. And what I mean by that is just that, when you're fully aligned, all your chakra systems are aligned, you're balanced, you're pulling white light through you all the time. And where's it coming through? Your head, your white hat. this.
Oh, I never thought of it like that. That's cool.
But this is what I mean. This is like the downloads I've been getting. It's just that like everybody is got the quantum capability to walk around this planet as a white hat and a med bed in the physical. Like, but this is how you. But to get to that frequency, to do that is where the inner work comes in, like the shadow work, like all of the stuff, like investing in people like yourselves, like investing in, you know, of course, and it's not necessarily that the whole money thing is just 3D, right? It's the energy and the frequency that you put into that payment, right, which carries the commitment to you, like completing that task to take you and your frequency of vibration to the next level, like because the
sometimes
money,
I spend money because I know
money's
that
3D bullshit.
Yeah, it totally is. Like, I don't worry so as much. I do a little bit.
Well, we see it as energy more now.
Yeah, that's it. So a lovely lady just said, how do we get in touch with the beautiful Venus? Well, thank you.
There's a train leaving Waterloo to Venus at 1:44.
Mind the gap. Mind the gap. I remember when I was in England and I was saying that, I'm going to my friend, what's the gap? What are they talking about? The gap
on the platform.
And they're showing the gap between the train, and I think, oh, why are they so worried about it? I'm not going to fall in the gap.
I just want to respond to Christina Burton too. She says she's in Cheltenham. I'm assuming that means in Melbourne. We've got a Cheltenham here.
We do.
Maybe it's not.
Oh, funny enough, we got Cheltenham here.
Yeah. Well, she says, I feel I'm the only one who is awake. Well, that too, I feel you would benefit greatly from having a reading, Christina, to help you understand more about where you're from, who you are, what you're here for, so that you really start to feel your own power and step into that, and you will attract so many people that are like you to you when you do that more. The more you're out there just being who you are and embracing who you truly are and knowing what you're here for, like-minded souls just begin to be attracted to you.
Yeah, you've already attracted us. So, hey. And then there's a lovely question here from Louise, and that's an interesting question about, do we have a book? We have so much information, and yes, we are going to write a book when we get a day off.
A year off.
We've got a year off it, yeah. We're not writers. We're not even like, well, I was a nurse. Like, I mean, like, now we're going and a singer. Like, now I'm doing this.
So many avatars, Claire. So many avatars.
So many avatars. I know. And I used to be. I've done. Yeah, we've both done so many different things. And but yeah,
but that's the beauty of it, because we have to experience the stuff. We have to experience the shit. Like I say it to people all the time. Like I to do what I'm doing now, I had to go through all that trauma as a kid and be the oldest of 4 boys and. Or, you know, almost make it as a professional football player, but get injured and the
get taken away.
That comes with that.
Same with George,
and then join the military and go to Afghanistan, Sierra Leone, Iraq, blah blah, and you know, see the worst and best in humanity. Work at Porton Down and see all the stuff that goes on there, you know, and I had to see all that stuff for me to have like such an open, broad mind. That when 2020 came around, I was like, nope, you know. And then go hard out with, you know, and just in a masculine way, because it's quite a demasculinized world, you know, to be able to do what I do now, like that was always going to be my role. And it's the same as everybody watching now, you know, and watching later, like every single thing you've been through has been for now. It's like, it's all your basic training for now, for Aurora. You know,
a lot of it hasn't been pleasant. Let's face it. It really hasn't. It's been hardcore.
Yeah, you can't see the light unless you see all the dark, can you? You know, and then the dark is dark. And I don't mean you need to then suddenly dive into all the deep dark depths of trafficking and all the rest of it. It's as long as you've got the awareness of all this stuff, that's more than enough. People say it to me all the time, you know, like that stand in the parks and stuff like that. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I'm like, the fact you're awake and aware to all of this stuff is enough, because
the fact that you incarnated here and made and said yes is enough. Like, I don't think a lot of you realize how brave you are. So many souls said, no way am I going to Earth. No way. No. But you did, and you sat down with your group of guides and you meticulously planned out your life. And yes, there is free will, of course, amongst all of those choices and interactions with people, but you are a brave soul if you're here. You must know that.
And you're most likely doing so many things on a multi-dimensional level as a warrior, as all different kinds of things in different realms. So, yeah, there's a lot to it. And you also can possibly be here carrying light codes and important information in your DNA, and you only need to be here to be doing something huge.
Just be. Just being, working in that shop is what you need to be doing. So it's very good.
We're all placed very strategically to where we are.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, I've told my story a few times. I left the military initially in 2012 after 2013 after serving in Afghanistan, and then I moved out to the Gold Coast in Australia. I spent a few years there. I learned a lot of lessons, especially in business. I realized very quickly that there's more sharks on the land than there is in the water. On the Gold Coast when it comes to business, but because we lost everything. Like I lost my house, I lost my gym, I lost everything because of being screwed over, and I had to return back to UK and rejoin the British Army, which I hated. But I went through all that whole process. But I think long term it was to make sure I was back here in UK for when obviously all the shit hit the fan. And now I live right next to a sacred site, near Stonehenge, literally next to what's UK's Area 51 on a ley line. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
we're doing a lot of study at the moment with a lady called Rachel Vaughan here in Australia. She's I guess you could say one of the few survivors of SRA, satanic ritual abuse in the world, and beautiful soul. We're doing her psychic development course, which is we're really teaching us something we've never learned, and it's just blowing our minds about ley lines, portals. Seeing paradoxical shapes and faces, and the green man, you may have heard about that, everyone, in trees, rock formations, even in rocks and things like that, and we're taking photos. It's just amazing. So I highly recommend her course too.
And understanding how it's all laid out, how it all works, all the gridding and the how they all connect, and dragon lines and all kinds of stuff. Very powerful stuff to do with the planet, and it leads into more planet work, which many people are doing and have been for a while.
And that's the thing, like when you're encapsulated in this 3D reality, just paying the bills and doing the fluff, there's so much amazing stuff happening that you have no idea. Like in the astral plane, there's people that are literally saving souls in tunnels and returning them to their central sun and all this kind of stuff. Like you have while we're in lockdown, for example, Farah being one of them, and Nicola. Who both people who I've shared details about tonight, but both of them are doing that work. Or we were, people were locked down watching Disney Plus, putting weight.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're getting photos coming into our lives of spaceships coming at us.
But everyone rest assured, there are many doing many things, and we're meeting a lot of them, and so is AJ. So don't ever feel that it's going too slow or not much is happening, because there's a lot happening.
Yeah, there's a ton
on a multi-dimensional level, not just here, and it's all happening perfectly.
Just to touch on that, you're saying there's so much happening, it's so vast, and it is so vast, and as everyone's been going through this awakening, right? Like even the people that were kind of pro narrative at the start, and I'm very, very opinionated about this and strong about this because I believe in it so much, is that everyone's decision that they made at their soul choice point in 2020, 2021, no matter what that was, whether it was in Melbourne, because you guys got absolutely smashed, it was horrendous. I've reported on it. I know full well. I mean, obviously you guys know full well, but I was really sharing how bad it was where you were. Whatever your soul choice point was at that point, that's your soul choice point, and it's part of your awakening. If you're fully aware now, whether you thought it was right or wrong, there isn't really a right and wrong. It's it's the fear and the emotion and the chaos and the carnage that was perpetuated on people and their families You know, I interviewed a teacher in Melbourne that wasn't allowed to teach her kids on Zoom unless she had shots. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like
That's so stupid.
It's mental. And I interviewed people in New Zealand, and they were told that their local freshwater lakes, kids weren't allowed to go swimming in there over 12 unless they had the shots in the lake. And then they had literally, I'm not joking, they had jab buses turning up with KFC on, offering the kids KFC to come on the bus. It's that bad. But like a lot of people,
they removed all the goalposts from all our parks and football so that children couldn't play.
Tape them up. They put tape around it
and removed.
Did you guys get that in England?
Yeah. We got it here, but I think psychologically, this is where the behavioural scientists come in. So we had a group here called the SAGE group, and out of 20 scientists that they kept talking about, 18 out of 20 were behavioural scientists who had studied the population and everything, how we buy, consume, how to put you into fear, like all of it. You know, it was a team of evil, you know, preying on us before it even started. And it was they had the same groups of these people in all the same, you know, the same countries that ran with this. And you know, we've all succumbed to it at some point. So it's not about beating yourself up because of decisions. It's like owning that soul choice point, no matter what that is. And I always make reference to like when in 2003, when I chose to have the anthrax vaccinations before going to Iraq, you know, because I thought, well, I'll get told by my bosses that there's weapons of mass destruction when there didn't turn out to be. So as a soldier who's going to be over there, I was like, well, I clearly need to protect myself. Do you know what I mean? Because of weapons of mass destruction. So that was my sole choice point. But it was because of that experience and the fact that I was very ill from it, just the one out of the three. I was very ill from the one, and so was many others. All that stacked up, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. And I'm literally on death's door here. How is this right? So that was my wake up to all vaccinations. And then my journey for the pharmaceutical industry. But not everyone's had that, you know, and that's why no one should ever feel bad or, you know, get upset about their choices they made so long ago. It's about now. Like that was your training for your soul's journey for where you're going. And that's what we really need to hammer. That's what we really need to hammer home, I think, like long term.
Hammer it home.
And there are many different ways people are waking up now, like even traveling, even the people that have chosen to travel this year, which many have around the world, they're noticing, a lot of them, they're coming back home and they're saying, like, I know someone, and they came back home and said to me, I realize that everything is happening the same way around the world. They're doing all the same stuff to everyone all around the world. So that opened that person's eyes and made them go, hang on, nothing's adding up. I don't trust this anymore. So that was their wake up. So there are many different ways it's happening, and it's still unfolding all the time. Yeah. And there were just a big bunch of us that were mainly starseeds, I think, that all woke up in 2020 at the same time. And that was our plan, I guess.
Yeah, I think, again, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. We're all like, again, it just the way people are working all this out, coming together and connecting. Like I've always been entrepreneurial, connecting and networking all the time, you know, like having a big circle, but that was always at that, like in that kind of arena. But that was kind of really just gearing me up for now about connecting with all these starseeds around the world, including yourselves. You know, that again, that everything we've done has had its place for now, like every tiny little thing. So if you're going to bed tonight after this, have a think about all of that stuff that you've experienced.
Thank God for it. Thank God for it.
It has a place for now. Like, yeah. Do you want to play this video?
Yeah. So just to reiterate, this is a video that we're going to be using to promote a beautiful course that was gifted to us telepathically by the one true living God of all love, light, creation, and compassion,
and the Andromedan Council of Nine.
Yes. So.
So when the opportunity came to have the healing, I jumped at it, and to be honest, it was the most amazing process I think I've ever experienced.
have had shaky legs, tremors and fatigue. And now, after my healing, I'm in love with life again, and I'm very thankful and grateful.
The healing was amazing. I felt like my connection to God returned. I loved it. I would recommend this to anybody.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, we tried our best, and it's not perfect, but I think it gets the message across and shows that, you know, the healing really, really helps people reconnect again to the God self within.
It's
Yeah.
very powerful.
It's very, very beautiful. So
Yeah.
thank you to all of our facilitators around the world who may be watching today. We love you. And
They're
God
all on
bless
our
you.
website too, if you want to look up a healer near you that
Yes.
can do this particular healing.
Under courses, you will find the course, and then a little further down on that page, you'll see the facilitator list. So if you would like a healing in person with those beautiful healers, please connect with them. Yes.
I'd like to make a suggestion
Sure.
that
Looks quite serious. Go for it. Go.
well, Brad, our mutual friend Brad Wozney always takes a mick out of me. It looks like I'm like some radio DJ from the UK, so I thought I'd bring the mic in. No, I think we should make this a monthly occurrence.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, thank you. We'd be happy to do that.
I'm sure people watching, you know, who've got a lot from it would love to tune in, like, you know, at least once a month and come with different, because everything's evolving like month to month, isn't it? Like, you know, like you guys follow my stories, right? I'm just like there, like a little decoder.
I love your stories.
I'm just like,
my morning. I love how you go, but there's more. And then you go to the next one. You must have a ball doing that.
Yeah. You know, people ask me all the time, and they're just like, "Are you even real?" No, none of us are. Anyway, but what I mean is that like the feedback we're getting all the time is amazing, but things are speeding up so quick, and everyone, you know, so everyone's going through all these different emotions, everyone's going through all this different trauma release, everyone's going through all this like new knowing is coming in. People are meditating and having like real deep connections to, you know, to source and stuff like that, and it's just coming out of nowhere. You know, so
feel the emotions, everyone. Don't try and run away from them. Feel them, whatever it is. Just feel it,
breathe it out,
breathe it, experience it, because these are all for your highest good. Like they may be a bit uncomfortable for a while, but just breathe through it. Yeah.
Well, the body is a messenger, so the body's always trying to tell you something. And if you allow yourself to listen and hear it and feel it and acknowledge it and let it go, then you're letting it go.
Yeah, and the ripple
it up.
effect helps, you know, bring in what you want in your life. It's so amazing just by feeling emotions. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, it's not as hard. I think it is.
No, absolutely. That's one thing. One thing that came up for me in the recent reading I had with my star chart stuff with Diane in South Africa was like part of my mission and why I wanted to have the experience was all about integrating and feeling the body. And we had a good chat about what that looks like and sounds like. So and since then I've literally been practicing it a lot. So I've been doing a lot more walking meditations. I've been walking and I've been concentrating on focusing on bringing the energy in, like through the crown, and I'll think of something and it'll be like a like that, like a shiver, you know. And everyone listening will get these. Like that's what I mean. Listen to your body. Like your higher self is telling you, is giving you the answers, and that's what that is. And that's something I've really come to embody over the last like month. And it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. But then like with that then comes more downloads, more ideas, more visions, more projects, more doing the things that your soul purpose is pulling you towards.
Bianca James just said, yeah, I just got the goosebumps about something, but that's a real sign. Everybody, you probably do know that already. But, you know, when I was on the way here early this morning to get to Georgie's and I was doing my mental preparation, I'm sure Georgie was too, in her meditation. But I was just saying, I am the light I am. I am the light I am 3 times, and just felt just this full, beautiful rush of energy through me. And I knew, I just felt it. I felt in the now moment. I felt just
And
really
the
relaxed.
goosebumps the truth bumps.
Yeah.
They really
I
are.
love that.
I'm spending a lot more time talking to trees.
Yeah, you're crazy, man.
Like a true
No, we love it.
weirdo. But yeah, feel like you, AJ, doing walking meditations, kind of where I go to different parks, different locations, and feel the energy, feel what's coming through my body, listen to messages and get downloads and get lots of information from trees. They're amazing, big old trees.
You'll start to also feel, everyone, that you're not really that attracted too much to drinking alcohol or those sorts of things anymore, and your diets are changing as well. You know, gradually you start noticing things like that because your DNA is changing from carbon to crystalline.
Absolutely, it definitely is. Yeah, there's so many people experiencing so many different things with their bodies and allergies and you know, things that are suddenly like going boom, just exploding that the body doesn't like, so it's pushing it out of them straight away.
Waking up feeling like you ran 10 marathons during the night when really you actually slept quite well, but maybe you were somewhere else.
Yes, that's a big thing actually. That's a very big thing happening.
Yeah, it is.
Would you like, are there any other questions there that we may not have
want
to do on
a tree called Eldred?
A tree called
Eldred. They've all got cool names, and some of them have really cool personalities. Some of them are quite proper.
Okay, so with Louise has just written, and she's been commenting a lot, which is lovely. She hardly eats, and you're a type 1 diabetic. Lots of unneeded weight. Okay, so there's many different things that could possibly mean for you. I probably would recommend booking in a session, Louise. Often with diabetic people, more sweetness is needed in the life. Weight is not always, you know, you may have often heard, you know, it's you're protecting yourself from some things, something, someone, or hiding away on wanting to be seen. That not wanting to be seen is more on the other side of things, with the other side of the coin, when people start to become underweight, too underweight. But yes, thank you for that. Yeah. Would you like us to do anything else today, AJ, or everybody?
I think what would be, but I guess what would be quite nice with, sorry, I'm just getting a bit of feedback. I think what would be quite nice with just as I guess a closing statement from you both, given what I love about you two, and I think everyone will agree, is that you're so open and transparent with your like awakening process. As am I. You know, I don't need to hold anything back, you know, and I like to be really open because I know it connects to the guys so much. And this isn't anything about the ladies. Like, I've witnessed the ladies since 2020 be at the forefront of everything, you know, on all the protests and everything. It was like 85% female. Like on the first one I went to, I just couldn't believe it, you know, but then it became very apparent like what would happen to males. So I'm very open about my whole journey on, you know, especially going from like soldier, where they take the spirituality out of like everything in the military. You know, I didn't know any white British male that had any kind of spiritual connection or even religious connection. The only people I did come across was like from Commonwealth countries like Fiji, Ghana, Jamaica, that stuff that were very much Christian based, or Nepal, you know. So I've transitioned from that. But it just, when I look back on it, I think like, do you know what? It just goes to show how strong my curiosity about everything was. I never dismissed anything.
That was the key.
That was a key thing between me and like, so when I was like going hard out 2020, starting my podcast and all that kind of stuff, my granddad passed away. and then I had only 20 people could be in his funeral. People who like loved my granddad from all over the country, like his story, everything, like couldn't come, and I've refused to wear a mask, but I'm looking around watching 19 other people in my family crying in a mask. That's what set me off. That's what really made me go, like, I am fucking coming for all of you, and I will not stop, right, until I've woken up all of you in my family. I will not stop until, like, my granddad gets the send off he deserves. I will not stop until these, like, criminals are destroyed, like, in front of the eyes of the very people that are here right now. Like, that was literally just like an explosion in that church, like in that crematorium.
Must have been quite traumatic for you. And then, like, was seeing and hearing, listening to the victims of SRA, and I think for you too, that's what. And that's interesting because on spaceship that we're connected to, the Venusian one, that we do rescuing of children on Earth, underground, deep underground tunnels, and also on other planets. So that was, our gut sort of intuition connecting, and that's what really was pushing me forward to the protests and Georgie as well.
Yeah, but in essence, it sparks something in so many people, and that's one of the key things. That if I look back onto all the protests, like the multitude of protests I've been to around the country, not just in London, you can see what sparked people, and everyone's had that aha moment at some point. I've been in this game for a couple of years, and then went along to Oxford, where they were doing a protest about the 15-minute cities, and I'm walking along this long stretch with this lady who's literally just woken up because of the 15-minute cities.
Yeah.
So and I was just like, it makes you really, but it makes you really appreciate like what everyone's been through. But then I can appreciate that because I look at her and I'm like, well, you've been blinded to it up until this point for a reason, because whatever you're about, you needed to experience to get to this point and then move on from there. Just like I had to experience all the military stuff, stuff I talked about earlier, to 2020 to be able to do what I do, just like you girls, and that's what I was alluding to earlier. What I love about you girls is like you were totally separate entities on the other side of, Melbourne, and then doing your own things, and then this has sparked something in you both, and which you're very open about, and brought you together. So you're not like loads of people out there wearing all these gowns, strapping crystals to their head and going like, I've been awake for 20 years. You don't know what you're talking about. Right?
No, we're just like, we're just as surprised by it.
We're very humbled by it all, because we actually feel, like people won't take us seriously when we say, well, we've only been doing this for a few years. But
and they go, oh, what?
That sure has happened fast.
Yeah.
But again, that's just all like levels of programming, isn't it? Like, but at the same time, there's amazing, humble, spiritual teachers that have been awake for like 30, 40 years that didn't have the numbers around them like they do now. And that's
being awake too, can I add, it's not just, okay, well, being awake doesn't mean you know about the politicians and who they are and the transgender shit and all that. That's not what being awake is. Being awake is coming into, like for me, it was learning that my body could, I was told I had celiac disease, and I thought, and I was very, very, very sick, very sick. But then I also couldn't eat fructose, and I couldn't eat, I couldn't digest anything, and I was losing a ton of weight. But I wanted to know why I had it, because none of the pills the medical doctors would give me were working, and I was terribly anxious. And that was my awakening. That was it in 2012, and that's how it started. I had no idea about any of what I know now, but it was an awakening, learning about that I had the power to heal myself, and I did. It was a 2-year journey, but I did it, and now I'm going through another crazy kind of health journey. And I am going into it with a lot less fear, and I know I'm going to get through it,
Yeah,
Anyone
absolutely.
going through early menopause, put your hands up. Yeah, okay.
It's not really early, but anyway.
Yeah, it's not really early. No, it's not. I'm 50.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's what it is. I don't care. Let's share away.
Fun time.
So would you like us to give you a message from the council to finish off today? Is it coming up to the 2-hour mark?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please do.
All right. Do you want to do it, George?
Thank
or me?
you. You can do it. And thank
All
you,
right.
AJ, for this
Thank you,
opportunity for having
everyone.
us on. And thank you, everyone who joined us too.
Yeah, thanks for asking us back in a month. We'd love that. All right, so here's a message for you all. From the Andromedan Council of Nine on God's highest timeline of love, which is where we all are together as one. Okay. Beautiful souls, beautiful children of God, beautiful children of the light. We, the Andromedan Council of Nine, and the Nine, Georgie and Claire's beautiful and loving spirit guides, God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, archangels, everyone's guardian angels present here today, ancestors present here today, are all in tears of joy. And we cry too. We feel, here we go, this is going to make me cry. We feel your pain. We feel your sorrows. We feel your happiness. We feel all of it with you, always by your side and feeling it all with you. So let us pray now in love and light and joy. And if you feel tears falling down your beautiful faces, let us wipe them away for you in compassion and love for you. Those tears are falling for a reason, beautiful souls, because you are emotionally present and whole and unified as one frequency. It is love falling down your cheeks, love for yourselves, your families, friends, colleagues, and all of you here present today at this sacred meeting of light workers, star seeds, brave star seeds. Sorry. Who gave up so much. And we mean this. The decision to incarnate here was not a simple one by any means. You are great. You are all so great. We choose this word because it has a powerful frequency, greatness, powerful, brave, caring, empathic, generous-hearted beings. You are serving your highest soul purpose beautifully, every single one of you. Never feel alone, even though we do understand that you do sometimes. But by coming together like this, energetically, via the internet group connection, it is coming together. Your energy is here, right now, all together, vibrating at a frequency so beautiful that the angels are singing in heaven. And God is very happy indeed. It is his most favorite event when the angels sing in harmony. And this is happening now, right now. Feel it, know it, and see it. You are all being upgraded as we speak these words, these chosen words that we have brought through for you all to finish off this transmission today. Godspeed. You are all on God's highest timeline of love. Be gentle with yourselves. This isn't an easy pathway, but it is going to become clearer as the pathway moves towards a beautiful, bright future for you all. In Jesus' name, we pray for you all and say an informal goodbye for now. We love you. We love you. We love you. Your galactic brothers and sisters, the Andromedan Council of Nine, signing off. God bless you. Oh, that's a bit emotional. Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for having us today. Georgie and I are
Speechless. Yeah. It's a bit quiet.
yeah, I think we've gone a wee bit quiet.
But we're blessed.
I,
like
I,
that all the time.
no, I want to thank you. You know, you bring so much like happiness and peace to so many people with the work you do, because which you can see is a reflection of the peace and happiness you now have within yourselves after the things you've, you know, individually and collectively been through. And sometimes I don't think people can comprehend just like how much energy it takes to do what you do. You know, I've had lots of conversations with you, and I really don't think people actually genuinely sometimes see just like what your physical bodies are put through to give people the information that they can then go on and be their best selves. So if you've taken something away from today, ladies and gents, from what the girls shared with you, absolutely freaking well use it. Like, don't write notes and then put it back on the shelf as you know, shelf help. Like, actually, like embody what they've been sharing today. Okay, because like what they put themselves through, you know, I see it. I've seen it so many times. I don't think people really can appreciate like what it's like. But at the end of the day, everybody tuning in right now has been commenting, or who watches later or who listens later, have all got superpowers. You know, I show people this in my talks. I'm like, you are so freaking powerful. Like the energy that emits off you is next to none. It's just next level, but you don't see it, so you don't appreciate it. But you've all experienced like what raw love emotion feels like. You've all experienced what raw fear emotion feels like. You know, so it's like it's then that's why it's so important to listen to the body, because the body is always telling you stuff, because your beautiful soul is having an experience in that very body. You know, so your soul is talking to you all the time, and that's where we need to really make that connection, like all of us, and just keep on that path. And it's people like yourselves that help people stay on that path, and you know, and improve that, you know, make that path even bigger and longer and more enjoyable, away from all this BS. So you know, it's beautiful that you can share the skills that you have,
I think we're here really to help people, feel reassured.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's one of our main missions
to uplift, to be real about it, so that we're going on this journey with everybody else.
Please don't think that we've got our all our eggs in the basket, because I'm telling you, like I'm on a daily basis with stuff too. Like it's full on.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going through lots of
we're with you
ourselves all the time, and lots of days where we're exhausted and we're a mess, and other days where we're so uplifted and high and getting it again. And
it's not like you sort of get to a level and then like you don't experience any of the lower vibrational emotions. It doesn't work like that. We're here just to learn and everything, like it's everyone else.
We're continually evolving, but the most important thing is remembering who you truly are, so much more than this human here now, and just believe in yourself and love yourself through this journey. That's the most important thing I can say to everyone. And thank you, AJ, for your beautiful words too, and for having us today. It was fantastic.
The guides also said too, loving yourself takes time, so take time.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in today, wherever you are in the world. I'm sure you've got a lot from this, personally and collectively. As I mentioned before, it's really important that you all connect with each other. Every single person tuning into this is a starseed, as people asked earlier. You wouldn't be here otherwise. You wouldn't be tuning into this. So use the opportunity and connect with everybody in the chat, and wherever you're tuning in from, whatever channel you're tuning in from, is mightily important. And you'll see just how quickly these relationships grow. How all you want to talk about is like your journeys and how exciting it is, away from all these like false matrices and constructs that have been debilitating us since we were born. Our parents were born, their parents were born. This goes back many generations. It's not just a now thing. So make the most of that. This is what this is all about. This is why I've got my channels. It's not for me to have loads of numbers on a podcast. It's to connect people. That's what it's all about, because we are like the very nature that we love to be in. We are supposed to be connected, like every plant and tree on the planet is connected. Every single plant on the tree is and tree on the planet is connected through their roots everywhere across the planet. That's what
are
I call
you
it.
writing a book, AJ? Have you got a book coming out? That'd be a good one.
Yes, I have actually.
Yeah, I thought so. They just told me that.
Yeah, it's called How to Not Be a Shit Human. That
is so cool.
Volume 1.
The better title.
So my plan,
losing your mind.
Yeah, how to navigate through the shit show, and it's kind of like, do you know in the 90s
without a grenade.
Yeah, do you know in the 90s? In the 90s when it was like a fashion to have all the encyclopedias on like your desk like that, just like that. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be like an encyclopedia of like how not to be a shit human.
I reckon you should just put all your if someone's collected all of your Instagram reels and just put them on any color. A bit like Mark Atwood's book, like your the ones you put up with Biden. So make me laugh so much when he was patting whatever his name's ass. The leader from the Ukraine actor, whatever his name is. That really made me laugh.
There's been some good memes, haven't there?
But that was a real photo. He was actually patting his bottom. It was so crazy. Like the way you picked up on the decode stuff.
Yeah, I'm really convinced. I'm convinced God invented memes.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I think you're right.
Yeah. Right. Ladies and gents, please give these beautiful ladies, the Venus twins, Georgie and Claire, a follow. Check out their link trees. I've plastered their links all across all the chat, so they're all there for everyone to see. Check out their courses. Please check out their work. Do private sessions with them. This is what it's all about. It's all about investing in yourself now. The best investment is you, and that the energy that you put towards it and the commitment that you put towards it. Because I think if we take our minds out of the mind prison of the five senses, you'll explore like what's really out there by connecting with people like the beautiful Venus twins. So please do so.
Yeah,
But from all of us,
on Zoom, we do Zoom sessions. So if you're on the other side of the world, we do accommodate for different time zones. If we can't fit you in, just send us an email and we'll see if we can accommodate your time zone. Our website is being updated at the moment. If you do live in Melbourne, Australia, you can come and see us in person for a healing. Psychic readings are all done via Zoom.
And we have chat groups too on Facebook and Telegram. So you can join.
Telegram's good. Join that
the community. Yeah.
Yeah. Our email address, Nicola, is in our on our website, which is in the link tree. If AJ might share that again.
Everything's in the link tree.
Everything's in the link tree.
Click on that.
Yeah. So wonderful.
Everyone and if you live in Melbourne, I'll see you in March.
Are you coming? Are you definitely coming over?
Yeah, I just decided about 4.5 minutes ago.
Oh,
awesome.
4.5 minutes ago.
Awesome. We love that.
That's amazing. Yeah, we'll see you then.
Yeah, cool.
March is a gorgeous time of year to come to Melbourne. It's my favourite time of, it's gorgeous.
That'll be great. Okay.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gents, thank you for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I think we should definitely make this a monthly thing because people get so much from it. And then, I'll put adverts out there, but we'll put another date in. Please invite your friends and family. A lot can happen in a month, as you know. So every session will be completely different. But it's important that you take away what you needed from today because, you came here for a reason. The universe brought you here for a reason. The universe always shows you what you need to see for a reason, good and bad. So just encompass what you've learned tonight or this morning, wherever you are in the world, and use that in your own journey. And please keep connecting with each other. That's what this is here for. But for me, for me and the beautiful Venus twins, enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are, and we'll see you once again very soon on the AJ Rock Show. Much love.
Thanks for having us so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.